Hey guys, it's TechRain here. In today's video, we'll be reviewing the Corsair Vengeance 64 RAM kit. That is right. This is 2 sticks of 32 memory at 64 gigabytes in total. That is right, 64 gigabytes total, with a rating of 3200 megahertz with a CL16 latency, which is pretty nice. So if you guys did not know, the reason why I got this here today is because my brother wanted to actually use it for his PC, because he does a lot of Python coding and stuff like that. It opens up a lot of browsers. He actually only has 16 gigs of memory in his computer, so you can see when he's doing all this research, he doesn't have enough RAM to actually compensate for it. Surprisingly, I thought we installed 32 gigs of memory into his PC. That wasn't the case. And he tried to say I was actually using my GPU memory for looking this up. I'm like, DRAM is different from normal RAM, and of course that's completely different because one's graphical RAM while one's processing RAM. Like, they're both similar in some comparison, but they do two completely different things. So we decided to get him a stupid amount of memory, 64 gigabytes. So here's how the packaging looks like for the 64 RAM kit. I just want to quickly say it, there isn't really much compared to this RAM kit design and also the other ones, because I bought Corsair Vengeance in the past. However, I bought the 16 gig model and a few other models from them because all the Corsair Vengeance kits are very good. And of course, I will have this one linked down below for yourself if you do want to get it for yourself though. The price for this RAM kit though was like $110, which isn't bad for 64 gigabytes. The only thing with this is that it's got 32 megahertz instead of 36 megahertz. So like, if you don't need like fast RAM speed, then just don't worry about it. And if you do, you can always buy the other one, but it costs like another like $30. So up to you if you ultimately want to get that. But here has how the RAM kit looks like right out of the box. I will just quickly say, looks very freaking clean. Always fun to pull out new memory and stuff because of that, because you just to see how fresh they are. But of course, each of these modules will actually have 32 gigabytes of RAM on them. So this is 230 gigabyte sticks, making up for a total of, what is it, 64 gigabytes of RAM. And this is the most amount of RAM I've ever held, because like, if you guys did not know, I've used 16 gigs, I used 32 gigabytes of RAM, but I've never messed with more than that. So I'm super excited about testing this here today, just because of that exact reason. And we will be doing a video a little bit later here, which we can see how many Chrome tabs we can open with 64 gigs. So if you don't want to miss out on that, get subscribed. But there's nothing really special inside the box practically about it. There's a little manual thing with it too, but honestly, the memory is the best part about this. Okay, so I installed the RAM, so we now have a total of 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's so cool to see 64 gigabytes. That's the most I've ever had in one PC at once, and I can't wait to actually test this with you guys. Of course, I went XMP, enabled that, of course, so we now have 32 max rated speeds, which is pretty good. So now what we're going to do is actually get into our game testing. First thing we have is Apex Legends, and so far our RAM usage is pretty much not that high right now. Like, it doesn't show a percentage. I don't think I have my afterburner set up like that properly, but you can see right here with 64 gigs, we're barely even using any of it right now. We're kind of just chilling for the time being with anything else. Like, it's cool, like, not having a RAM very much in use. The game feels pretty good too. We are averaging around like 224 FPS. I do have like the 1% lows on, the 1% highs on, but for some reason it's not on properly, even though like I enabled it. So I'm gonna have to look into that later to figure that on out. I do have my graphics settings though, kind of to optimize. They aren't like on high or anything, just kind of just like the optimized settings for like the best like FPS per looks. So that's just something to always kind of keep in mind with this kind of thing. Let's just say for the time being though, we were to actually increase our everything to max. Let's just do that. So I've applied now all my settings to max for Apex Legends. You can see we're no longer hitting like 240 FPS or like hitting around 170 to 150 at average, which is like That's why I don't really use max settings on Apex, because you don't really see that much graphical difference. You can probably tell like in the recording too, like it doesn't seem that much different, in which it isn't, just because yeah, there isn't much of a change with this game especially. Okay, so 64 gigs on Apex is more than enough to get the job done. Okay, so next we got Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies. I was originally gonna do like Call of Duty Warzone and stuff like that, but you can see like this is how much FPS we're hitting. And of course, I have all the settings on this game maxed the frick out. Like, it is high on everything. You can't go any higher than that, but you can see like this is how it looks. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun to be able to like test games and stuff like that with the new PC components, because of the fact that I get to go back and play old games that I normally won't play again, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But it is definitely just nice to see. Now, I'm not surprised that this game is doing pretty well. I was honestly thinking we might hit like 240 FPS with our PC hardware plus the 64 gigs of RAM. But then again, like, This is probably one of those games that's like, I would think that would hit it, but still a pretty modern game to say the very least though. So it's not hitting as much as I anticipated it to. So next up we got Overwatch, and of course I've maxed out every setting to pretty much ultra to the best thing we can do to see how intensive this goes. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere close to using like 64 gigs of RAM while just gaming and stuff like that. The thing we'll probably have to do is like open a bajillion Chrome tabs just to get anywhere near close. So I'm super excited about that though, because we're gonna be testing that later for a different video, but see how much RAM can actually 64 gigs open any Chrome tabs. I definitely like pushed it. That's very much wrong. What I was trying to do, but you know, whatever. We'll try Rust next because Rust is more of a CPU bound game than it is a GPU bound game. So I don't think our CPU is getting anywhere close to using the RAM, but we might be able to just because we have 64 gigs. The next up we got Rust, and of course, with Rust being a CPU bound game, it actually is using mostly our CPU and also our GPU. Not that much. We're using like 60% of our CPU. But you can see what's really coming in clutch is actually the RAM. The RAM plus the CPU is actually using almost 32 gigabytes of RAM just for one stick. So we're using 28 right now, almost 29 I'd say. And I have the settings currently pretty much on high graphics. I literally have it like optimized, but I could try to just drag everything up for the timing, just kind of show you guys what we can do here. But yeah, if we were to turn everything up in the game, you can see now we're using around 29 gigabytes to 28 gigabytes, and I assume when it becomes daytime we'll be using even more. I'll say though, the game though looks so freaking good. I really do think it helps that we have so much RAM in here, just to be able to utilize more than it can actually like utilize, you know what I'm saying? What the frick? My mouse just went 180 for a second there. I think it's because there's a hair under my mouse, and that's mouse pad just sends my mouse spiraling. But yeah, I know Rust with the amount of RAM we have is actually like, it looks really freaking good. Just unfortunate that we can't really utilize any more RAM like this. This is probably the most RAM we've used though in any game. Rust has definitely used the most. 28 to 29 gigabytes of RAM actually used just for this game alone. That's how you know it's a CPU demanding game. You even saw like when we had the base settings, so it was just using the CPU more than the GPU. Next up, we got Rainbow Six Siege. So for some reason, I couldn't get the overlay to go on the right hand side than on the left hand side. But this is how the game looks like on the max settings right now. I have it cranked up to the actual max, and same thing with the FOV. It's on ultra right now settings. So yeah, so far we're hitting a pretty decent amount of FPS. Nothing like too insane though. We're not using as much normal RAM as we were doing with like Rust earlier. Rust was actually insane, like how much we actually got out of it. Nice, let's go easy dub. Let's get my final thoughts now about the 64 gig RAM kit from Corsair. Now, would I recommend anyone buying this? Definitely not, but I would recommend people to buy this if they know what they're actually going to use 64 gigs for. Because usually if you're buying 64 gigs or 128 gigs of RAM, you know why you actually need that much RAM. Some people may be editing raw footage from 8K, the actual 12K raw footage. That's why you would be buying this much RAM, is because the actual scrub through it and go see what you need to grab. Or maybe you're doing some like Python coding or some stuff and you need some RAM for it. Makes sense, 64 gigs. But for more people who are just gaming and streaming or purely just gaming, all you really need is 16 gigs of RAM. And if you want to actually like maybe game, stream, and also do some video editing instead, that isn't like anything high, like more than like 4K, then all you need is 32 gigs of RAM. So like if you know what you're looking for, then of course you know what to do. 16 gig and also 32 gig kit. I will have those linked down below if you are interested in them whatsoever, because that's what I've been using and they've been amazing. But for people who know what they need, 64 gigs to 32, not 64, yeah, 64 and 128 gigs, you know what you're doing with it, then I could definitely recommend this RAM kit, because this RAM kit, literally, we didn't even use anywhere near max of it. Like we used like half of it, almost half of it on like Rust, but that was practically about it. We barely scratched the surface of it though on multiple other games, which is kind of cool to see. And honestly, I enjoyed testing this RAM kit. I had so much more fun than I anticipated. Just kind of seeing something not used to its absolute max is something that feels so satisfying, because it knows like you now know that you can do more with it, but you don't have the right task for it. You know what I'm saying? I know. Either way though, this was fun. If you guys enjoyed my review video here today, then you know what to do. Make sure to smash the like button, get subscribed so I miss some future tech content, and I'll see you guys when I want Tech Grant out.